All the evidence leads to an accident this morning.
The pictures that are making waves in the Middle East feature the remains of a helicopter, with part of its tail still in place. After traveling for hours to reach the isolated location, rescuers discovered nothing but debris and the dead people's bodies. Bad weather, according to an official, was the reason behind the downfall of Iran's hardline president and foreign minister. The images of the rescue operation clearly show the dense fog and challenging terrain. The Senate Majority Leader in the United States underlined that there isn't any proof of foul play and that it seems to be an accident. Iran has suffered a great loss as a result of this sad news. China, Russia, and other Middle Eastern nations that are close to Iran have offered their sympathies, but Europe's response has been more succinct. Capitals in the West are keeping a careful eye on Iran at prayer time. Leaders of Hamas are now offering public prayers to Iran's leadership, which is notorious for ruthlessly suppressing protesters in 2022 and for firing missiles and drones into Israel recently. Although the 85-year-old supreme leader of Iran was thought to be the deceased successor, officials promised that nothing will change for the worst in the nation's affairs. The volatility in the Middle East has been exacerbated by the election of an interim president whose long-term replacement is still up in the air. Iran has to hold new elections in 50 days. Though a foreign minister has attributed some of the news to U.S. sanctions on Iranian aircraft, it is unclear how the news will be received by the Iranian people. According to Richard Engel, the government is nonetheless skilled at retaining power even though many Iranians celebrate in private, detesting the person as much as the regime. Despite the recent uprisings, the regime's vigilante measures against civil unrest present demonstrators with formidable obstacles. The supreme leader, Ayatollah, is the real authority of Iran, despite the fact that the deceased was the president. His passing raises the possibility of a leadership crisis because he was most likely the ill and aging Ayatollah's successor. A new president will probably be chosen quickly, but his or her role is to carry out the supreme leader's directives. The 63-year-old deceased was anticipated to take over as Ayatollah shortly, and he might hold the position for the next 20 years.
Iran currently has a serious leadership dilemma.
The Revolutionary Guard or intelligence services might produce a new leader, but Iran's policies are unlikely to change in 50 days when elections are held. It is anticipated that another hardliner will intervene and prolong the internal power battle.